Hello, my name is Colin Quebeca. I am the lead in customer relations and product design of the logo design process for Computer Science 2015. Today we're going to be giving you a brief showcase and design process of the logo we created for this project. Before we go any further, I have to introduce one other team member. His name's John David, and he is the lead programmer for our logo design project. John David and I have been working together for almost 2 years, and we seem to work well together. But instead of me introducing him, I'm going to let him introduce himself via Skype call.
Hi, my name's John David Daniel, and I am the lead programmer in this project. Me and Colin Quebec have been working together for several projects now. We felt confident in our skills as programmers and documenters that we could take on the task of creating a logo for Trump Towers.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. What was the problem? We were approached by the Donald Trump Real Estate Corporation on November 30th, 2015. They basically stated that the Trump Towers logo was beginning to become outdated and that the logo would need a new look. Not only did they give us specific requirements, but they also wanted to be involved in the operation. What were those requirements? The color scheme needed to have the following colors: red, blue, gray, and black. The logo needed to have a building representing Trump Towers. The logo needed to have the title/name of the corporation. The logo needed to look appealing to make sure people knew what the logo was. The logo needed some abstract parts. We'll explain those later. Brainstorming. We began brainstorming possible ideas to meet the requirements, and then we began to sketch some possible products. Here was our most refined sketch. As you can see, there are two towers standing parallel to each other, and you can see there's two cross or T type things. Those are meant to represent the two T's as an acronym for Trump Towers. Sketch refinement. The sketch met all the criteria, so it was time to refine it and make sure it was what the client had in mind. Here were our notes from the customer revision process. The T's in Trump Tower need to be capitalized. The buildings need to be more abstract. Trump Tower's font needs to be a bit bigger. And the image has to have a background or color behind it to give the logo an actual pop to make it stand out a bit more. Time to start designing. It was time to start designing, but before we did so, we had to divide up the tasks accordingly. Like we said in the beginning, John David and I have worked together in the past, so this was fairly easy. John David would be the lead programmer, and Colin, or myself, would take the lead in customer relations and documenting. Documenting as in taking notes, and customer relations as in making sure that our clients were always happy. We began to address the refinements above to make sure it fit the client's needs and to make the logo's visual appearance look better. The next step was to design the logo on the computer using Python code via Canopy. The first step was to refine the buildings to make them more abstract. It was a part of the client's requirements. Here's our refined building layer. The next step was to make the Trump Towers text more pronounced. Here's our updated version. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger, and it keeps with the color scheme. When we put it in the image, it's going to be a lot bigger, and it's going to stand out more. The final thing was to add the background onto the logo to surround it. Our client selected red to really bring out the entire outline of the logo along with the buildings. Here's the code involved. This is the first page out of 2 pages. Basically, what's happening in this code is it's bringing all 3 layers together and it's compressing them and putting the opaque ones on the bottom and the more pronounced ones on top. So the background will go on the bottom followed by the building, and then the text. Here's the second page of code. This code basically is taking the red background from a square shape and cutting the sides out to make it look more circular. This is just a fine detail, but it did take quite a lot of code to figure out. By the way, if you want to look at the code more thoroughly, the corresponding document we handed out earlier has all the code in it. So if you'd like to look at it, it starts on page 5 and ends on page 7. Here's the final product. The logo was entering its final stages of completion on December 15th, 2015, and after a few revisions, here's the final product. Overall, the final product looked well, and it foots the bill for the new Trump Towers Corporation logo. The clients were satisfied with the finished product, and they did not request anything else to be added. John David and I would like to personally thank you for taking the time to view our presentation. We hope you learned something, and I hope you like our logo. Also, if you have any questions about the steps we took to design our logo, or the logo itself, please feel free to ask us. Again, thank you for your time.